information or other things that have come to light during this process. You know, we always reflect the text of the impact of all those decision points for the board to consider, because you know, cumulatively, you know, a number of tweaks can add up to substantial savings, and whether that's on increased revenue forecasts or increased expenditure analysis, and
well, I'm just concerned that
and we'll know what the benchmark is to achieve 2.0 or 1.5, or you know, we'll have that information available for you as well.
and healthcare might come in higher. So, you know, even this is at 2.75. So anyways, if we didn't put on the list last year, the only reason I'm saying this is process-wise, I was told you're not, you know, by the time you get to the end of wrap-up and you say, I don't want a 2.7% increase, then everyone, you know, got really upset with me that, why didn't you tell us before? So I don't remember it going like that.
I would also like to say, I'm going in this, I'm looking for places I can reduce the two from 2.7, and we're still going through it. But I also want to maintain service levels and deliver the services that our community.
No, the direction that staff took with the budget was trying to maintain services, and that, you know, I think we know that there's going to be places that you're going to want to cut from, and that's something that, you know, we just want to give you more of a status quo budget, and if there's things that you want to take out, we're definitely able to do that. So.
Well, I mean, we've already discussed police, and we've already discussed public works, which is probably 75–80% of our operations budget. You know, I just point that out.
Well, cumulatively, staffing and contracted services themselves are 80% of the budget as well. So, I mean, those are tough metrics. Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
if we're gonna, you know, if we're gonna look for places to reduce, I mean, I haven't heard anything really come up that would really knock us off that 2.7% number, other than looking a little more critically at building inspection. So, I'm looking, and I did make an original suggestion to Tyler that we ask departments to come in, and Allison and I asked for this last year, to ask departments to recommend a 5% reduction, not to present it, but just to say if you wanted it, here is where you might get 5%. We don't have that information. Might be useful if we decide that we're uncomfortable with this rate of increase in the levy, but we don't have that 5% number from departments, and we are already through at least 3/4, if not.
And we didn't come to an agreement as a full board for that either, so that's the difference in if 2 board members asked for that.
Well, I guess that's my question. If you're comfortable, are you comfortable with 2.7%?
I'm not, I haven't seen the whole budget. I would like to see it
Right
lower,
here.
of course, but I want to see everything before I start picking things here and there. And I've also heard some budget increases tonight, so.
All right, where are we?
I'm
Go on the planning
Yeah,
side.
I need to go back to this, because especially with video recording, which is great, I'm not saying that's negative, but with video recording, I mean, staff could access this and look at videotape. So they're gonna know that this is being proposed. So that's why I'm asking on this item, I don't need a formal vote, but I need a straw poll. If this is an item that you really want staff to take time to research, because if that's a yes, they're going to know that, and I need to know that so I know how to react to that sensitivity factor associated with that.
I'm uncomfortable because we don't have the new village manager, and we don't have the new planning director, and I would like them to weigh in on it, and we may have to, you know, look at this for another year.
I also think that I'd like to wait until we have the experts weigh in on this and our new leadership. So I understand that this might be an opportunity, but I would like to hear it from them.
I would like to see the research.
Oh, I thought I already said, I'm not comfortable acting at this time without the positions filled.
I'm also not comfortable tasking staff with another major project like this at this time, using staff time for this.
I don't see how we are going to get to a levy increase of, say, under 2%, without looking at some either, you know, it's not that complicated. It's either a revenue increase or an expenditure reduction.
I mean, you don't do revenue increases.
And
Well, we do
we're
have
not-
another policy item coming up in the next
Or
department.
we got,
Yeah,
the whole budget's open, that's what we put on the list. We go back, just because the chief said he needs this and that. When we get down to it, we might, in the past, we've also gone back into the departments and said, village manager, we want 100,000, we need 100,000. You tell us your
But
operation.
that would be so
I-
much
excuse
staff
me, I would
work
like
to
to
ask the
speak
village
now.
manager to
Excuse
fill
me.
that. That's too much
I-
staff work.
I actually remember you making a very similar comment last year, that there's no way to get below 2, and we did get below 2. And so I don't, just because I'm not, yeah, I think that there are ways to get there. And it's been my experience that we do get there. So pushing this right now, I don't think is the only way.
I don't think it's responsible.
So
Well,
do you have
well,
what
I
you
mean,
need,
maybe-
Mr. Chair?
I would, then, let's ask Tyler and Mark, do you think that there are enough things levers that you can pull and push and suggest that would reduce the, I don't know, in absolute dollars, how much we would need to do
Well,
this?
as I worked with department heads and staff to prepare this, I took it our task to preserve the services and service levels as the board authorized. And that's what's before you. If you'd like to change service levels or change, you know, some of the things that staff believes are necessary to preserve those, I mean, that's the policy
The
decision
assessment's a
of the
really good
board.
example. We kept that status quo, but during the policy, we presented that as an option, that if you wanted to reduce by 25,000, then that's an option.
I mean, the real,
There was a few capital items that we included on the list of things to evaluate that can certainly get that down to a level that, you know, you would probably feel more comfortable with. So.
Can I just make the last comment for tonight? I think the benefit, and we ask for it every year, so I'm just going to restate it, but the benefit of asking the departments ahead of time, other municipalities do this, of if it came to it, if we get a 12% increase in healthcare, if, you know, this is not what will we cut from you, but the benefit of doing that is so we don't get in this conversation every year of, okay, healthcare came in at 10% higher, and we're at the last day of budget wrap-up. I'm just giving you an example here. And now we have to, trustee Menta and I, if we wanted to stay below, or any other trustee wanted to stay below a certain amount, then you would have to make your own determination of what's best for that department, you know, where you would cut. I'm just saying, it is useful, it has worked in other communities.
What are these communities?
No,
So
there's a county, there's a city, there's a state, I mean, what level
Just
is
know
it
that
there?
if there's a 5% reduction, and if you're saying do that across multiple
Or 2%,
departments.
it doesn't have to be. I'm
Yeah,
just
well,
saying,
because when I heard 5%
Yeah,
was requested, there's gonna be some departments, that's a staff reduction.
no, I don't mean that, but you know
Okay.
what I'm saying, instead of having the board then come up with a reduction, that might, the department might think, well, that's, you know, it's not our real, it's very hard for us to do that, to
I
find
understand.
something. It's better for us to hear from the experts of if there was a reduction for your department, what would it be that's not the you know, what's, because at some point we may get there, so I'm just asking for next year, I'm not
So
saying
let
this year.
me propose this if I may. When Rebecca comes, you know, one of the things, there'll be a lot of things I'm sitting down and I'll be talking to her about. One of the things, of course, will be the budget as far as communicating with the board in advance, you know, getting an idea of, you know, from a mindset, where are you at, you know, with the budget. I think, you know, it sounds like that might be a conversation that you may have not had in the past, but you would perhaps like. And maybe that might be just an item before we get into budget deliberations that, you know, maybe we could have a general discussion with the budget and finance committee or as a board to talk about that before we bring together the budget. I'm telling you, from Mark and my perspective, since we're not the manager, but just staff and working with an interim, we just are delivering you a status quo budget. And because that's,
And it might
The
work,
direction
but I
you know-
have given, I just want to say that I have voiced ahead of time each year.
Yeah,
That I would
every year.
like the budget to be under the rate of inflation, you know, the increase. So I just want to let you know that I have voiced that.
And just to wrap this up a little bit, because I don't know that we're gonna make significant progress here, but, you know, there's a certain amount of chicken and egg, is that staff is here to implement board policies on service level and delivery, and unless the board changes direction on the service level and deliveries that they expect staff to provide before we prepare the budget, we're in a vicious loop. So,
Well, I have asked multiple times for revenue increases, because there's another side to this. You don't have to cut if you increase revenues. And so two of the things I think I mentioned to you in a meeting and also is, you know, cardboard collection, or what is the service we can provide for a fee that we're not doing that would be convenient to the residents, and they would want to pay a fee as an option, so that you're not taxing them anymore, but you're giving them a service for a fee. And with the 35% reduction in staff time from DPW on our recycling contract, I asked this then. And so it's not that we're not proposing these mid-year, these revenue discussions, it is that we just run out of time. I think staff just has run out of time. So how, going forward, I only bring it up because we don't have a grant writer, and if we could find $20,000 to do a grant writer, I would love to propose that and put it on the list, because we have to either find ways going forward, like the fire. If you listen to the fire chief's presentation, operating expenses go up 2% every year. Our budgets don't, our revenues don't, so either at some point we need to start, so we're not in the situation every year of saying what can we cut. Either we're going to look for more revenue or we're going to reorganize. And I understand this is the status quo. Status quo only works if it's not continuing to go up every year just based on cost of inflation. So we don't have any new revenue proposals here. I've asked for that. I've asked Lucas.
but we just reviewed all the planning department fines and fees as part of that general discussion.
We raised parking fines.
Yeah,
last
we
year.
it's not true. I mean, these things have
Remember, we proposed a budget based on the request of the board. I mean, when Mark and I and the new village man, when we put together the budget, it's a budget based on the direction of the entire board.
Yep.
And that, I know I've had conversations with each and one, all of you. And I know all of you have kind of your own requests in that. And as much as I would love to do that, we can't do individual requests. And when we put together a board, we have to do it from a board perspective. So I know some of these things you've inquired about, but I'm going to go back to my talking point. That when we put together the budget, we put together the budget based on the direction that we have received from the board. And status quo has typically been how we've done in the past based on what the current service delivery is. Does that make sense?
And this sounds like a good discussion for the budget and financing committee perhaps to look at ways that we can do this. But, and also it does go to the point, sorry to go off topic, but why we need better board communication internally and collaboration within the board, because it's not one person or two people asking for this, but it's working together to find a policy that works best for the whole community. So I would love to see someone take leadership on it. That would be great. Find a way to get the rest of us on board, Allison. I think that, that would advance the ball.
Like, I asked for like priority budgeting, someone to come in and talk to me about it. I think we all agree on that. Maybe not. I don't know the answer,
I love priority-based budget.
I just
Some more
wanted
staff.
to say, I mean, I asked for additional information about the assessment, and I did get an email. I guess we all got an email about what the changes were from the mansions going down and colonials on the west side going way up. And I asked for further information about that and never received any. But I guess my concern is there's a lot of people I talk to, young families whose assessments on the west side have gone way up, and they cannot afford another $500 to $1,000 in taxes. I mean, someone living across Lake Drive in a house whose assessment has gone down by $150,000. First of all, anyway, I just think that we need to keep in mind that we have had a shift in assessments from people who it may not matter to that much to people who it matters quite a bit to. And And that just it gives me added urgency in looking at the levy increase that we're talking about in this budget. And I understand that you guys, are in a difficult situation this year without not having a village manager, and it really wasn't up to you to come up with a lot of initiatives. So, I recognize that, but at the same time, we got to think about the taxpayers. That's who we have to think about.
I think we are. That's why we're all doing
That's
this.
what we do.
That's why we all go
I mean, you have to jump on me about. I'm just
No,
pointing it out.
but we are thinking about taxpayers. That's why we're here.
Exactly.
Okay, good. I'm glad we can agree.
I think
Agreed.
what,
Well, maybe
Agreed.
you agree with that,
You're
here, so, without jumping down my throat about
We're
it.
not. I'm agreeing with you. We are
Really,
here.
because it seemed a lot
Well,
like.
I don't know,
we were
David, when you
talking-
say we have to think about the taxpayers, are you insinuating that we're not? I'm not
No,
sure.
I'm saying that's who we have to think, that's who I'm
Exactly.
thinking
You're
about.
right. All of us are.
I have no insinuations.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm letting you
All right.
know. We're all thinking about them.
Let's move, what are we on
Well, then
next?
let's keep
Well,
going, don't you,
based on feedback, I'm hearing there's no interest until we have a.
We're also thinking about services here. Let's go back to
Chair.
that too.
Trustee Amenta, those side comments and sarcasm, I can speak for